Okay, good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, sir.
Okay, welcome to Hong Kong.
Thank you, sir.
And this is the briefing before you go to the employer's house later today. And I know you have gone for a long way, difficult way in order to come here, right?
Yes, sir.
So, how long for you?
Almost 1 year, sir.
For you?
1 year and 2 months. 7 months.
And recently we had another worker. She applied for over 2 years in order to come. But she got the patience. Finally, she got to the employer's house. So I must commend you for your patience, persistence, and everything. So now, I have a guideline here to talk about the issues for you to remember, okay, so that you can keep your job and, finish a contract, and if possible, you can have 2 contracts, 3 contracts. Well, maybe I should start with the general situation. As you can see, you have been waiting so long, right?
Yes, sir.
So that means the employer also have been waiting so long.
Yes.
Okay? So many of them, they don't have helper for many months. So they need your service. The good thing is that they will not easily fire you, terminate you, just because of minor mistake, right?
Yes.
Because they don't want to spend much money to replace you or whatever. But don't take it for granted that they cannot do it. I have seen some cases, the worker for a short time, and then they have to leave the job. Okay? But in general, it won't happen that way. It's more, sometimes it happens you are the one to terminate it yourself because you cannot adapt the situation. That's why I will talk about the honeymoon period, okay? And so you can be assured that when you are doing a good job, a fair, good job, the employer will love you, will count on you. And actually, you should, how to say that? You should appreciate, because they never see you. They just talk to you on the phone, right?
Yes, sir.
Just for a few minutes. Me too. I talk to you on the by video, and then we think you are a good worker, and then I recommend you to the employers, and they take partly because of your good performance, and the other part because they trust us, because we always send out good workers. So I also have to remind you that your performance also count to our performance and services. You are doing a good job, then for Chinese we say we got face, we got the honor. But if you do a lousy job, then they will not come back to us, and they will badmouth us too, right?
Yes, sir.
Sure, I cannot guarantee your performance, but in general, I can tell whether you are qualified based on your biodata, your performance. So that's why you are here, right?
Yes, sir.
But still, there are many things that you may not be aware. So that's why I must give you a briefing now. so that you will not make some serious mistake and cause your termination. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, well, I guess I jump to the number 2 first. Why you are here? You
To
tell me.
support my family, sir.
For the sake of my children, sir.
For my son, sir.
For my son.
How, well, the third question is how to achieve your goals. Your goals is to support them. That means you have to make a living, right? You have to keep your job. If you can only work for 1 month, 2 months, then you cannot support them much. Actually, you may be losing money because you also spend some money in order to come here, right?
Yes, sir.
So now you get the job and you are better than your countrymen who still live there and they don't have a chance to make a better earning than you. So now you got the privilege to help your family. But in order to do that, you must keep your job, right?
Yes,
The
sir.
longer you keep your job, the better you are. Because if you are doing a good job, employer may give you bonus. After 2 years, they may give you a raise. Okay? So many times you can earn more than your basic salary. But you should not ask for it.
Yes,
You just based on your performance to show it. Alright?
yes, sir.
So come back to number 1. I would say number 1 is the most important thing. It is your manner to deal with the employer that makes a difference. Okay? So no matter how powerful, how high status you are in your family, or in your working place, or maybe you're a barangay captain or whatever, okay, in the Philippines. But now you're a domestic helper. Then you must observe your role as a domestic helper. When I say that, that means you have the proper manner, like you have to greet your employers in the morning. Simple, right? Good morning, sir. Good morning, madam, right? When they come home, you also should greet them. Hi, mom. Hi, sir. And if they are carrying some bags or whatever, help them, right?
Yes, sir.
And serve them like a waitress. Ask them if they need the drink, right? And the proper manner also in terms of manner, they like someone to be cheerful. All right? When they see you, they want you to have a gentle smile face, gentle smiling face, right? Not smile like crazy. Okay? But keep a smiling face will help your job a lot. If you look sad, or sometimes you ignore their instructions or give them long face, then they will have a poor impression. Especially when you start the job. That's why I got to have a briefing with you. I want to make sure everything is fine with you. Some girls, when they arrive here, their dress code is not right, their hair too long, okay, and wear the improper shoes, or even have long nails. It doesn't work. So I want to make sure everything is fine before you go to the employer's house. neat and tidy appearance is very important, always. In general, Filipino workers, they have very good hygiene. I don't worry much about it. But keep it that way, right?
Yes, sir.
So, the good manner, proper manner will make your job easy in the employer's house. And then the second problem is there's a number. Actually, I should go to number 5, communication skill. Because after you have a good manner, it comes to the communication problem. Not every employer speak very good English. Some they only speak just fair or even poor English. Don't expect that they fully understand what you say. Okay? I can tell you, you come to the right ages. Most of our employers, they are high education. So I would say most employers, they speak better English than I do. Do you understand what I say?
Yes, sir.
So most of the time you should understand what they say. But the problem is sometimes they have parents living together, or you have to visit their parents. The kids, most of the kids, they can speak English, so that should not be a problem. But some parents, if they were not highly educated, then they cannot speak much. And then you have to learn the simple Cantonese, like good morning, good afternoon. Well, you should have enough time to learn already, right? You spend so much time in the hotel. What are you doing there? I hope you are not always playing games, right? So, in Philippines, you have some basic training, right?
Yes, sir.
But I do not expect you to understand this language, our language, in very short time. Maybe the very simple one, everybody knows, right? Then learn bit by bit. And sometimes the grandparents, they may tell you to do something that you probably don't understand. They may show you the actions, then learn by the catch the meaning. Or if you're really hard to understand, because they may tell you something quite long, difficult, then you have to get someone to help, right? Maybe the grandchildren, maybe the employer. But usually, you cannot order them. You know, the employer, they're working, you know, and they don't want to receive a call like that. Please translate it for me, right? That's what they don't like. So you have to learn to solve it by yourself. But usually, you are smart enough to guess what they mean and do it. Okay? Or maybe you can ask, if really difficult, you can use your
Smartphone.
yeah. Now they have a translation. They can write. Ask them to write, or you can write and then let them translate it to you. But these situations are not common, quite rare. Usually it's very troublesome. They will not bother. And also, it's kind of rude that, write it down so that I can, I know what you mean, right? It is quite improper to do that. The best way is try to guess, try to learn, and try to do it, right?
Yes.
Usually we don't have problem with this case. Any one of you just take care elders on your job? Most of you are family, children, like that, right? So the elders is only part of the job that you will come across, but not very common, not your primary duties. So you should not worry too much, okay? So So when I say communication skill also, your tone, your manner still important. You cannot instruct them to do something. Most helpers always answer the employer by saying, yes ma'am, yes sir. Actually, you don't know what you are talking about. Actually, you don't know the instruction. Because you don't exactly know what they mean to you, okay? But just because you're afraid, that's, oh, yes mom, yes sir. And then turn around, you do the wrong thing. That's what they don't like, okay? Because there's so many things you need to learn and you need to remember. So the best thing for you is to jot the notes every night before you go to bed. You know?
Yes.
Especially for the first few weeks. Because you don't even know where they put the stuff, right?
Yes.
And even they tell you, oh, and maybe suddenly after this, and then you forget. So the best thing is to make some scratch, make some drawings. So the first drawer is for this, second drawer for that, third drawer for that, and where they put different things. Or maybe they tell you, 7 p.m., 7 a.m., you bring the child, you bring the kids to the bus station, you know? Well, always like that, right? So just write it down and make sure you do it right, okay? Well, basically, you manage our family affairs. That's just like your family, right?
Yes.
If you treat them like your kids, then you should not have problem. You put your heart there, you're devoted, because kids, if they go out by 7 a.m., probably they have to wake up 6, right? And that means you have to wake up 5:30 to get prepared yourself and then prepare the breakfast, things like that. So the time schedule, time management is very important. If you don't understand what the employer said, take the notes, right?
Yes.
Or another way to clarify always. First of all, if the instructions are not clear, you should ask again to clarify, right? So if they give more than 1 or 2 that you are not so sure, or you want to, you should repeat the instruction to validate the information. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Sir, you mean this, right? Because like me, sometimes I ask the helper to buy me lunch at certain restaurant. But you folks don't know the Chinese name of the restaurant. And you may mistaken, confused, because there's several restaurants. So you have to mark down or get to know the Chinese name or English name of the restaurant or the specific location of the restaurant so that you can go there and come back, right?
Yes.
So take notes, validate the information is very important, okay? And some employer, they are very demanding. That is something you need to learn, to be patient. I've seen someone, they like you to report duties all the time. After you finish one task, they ask you to report, you know. I guess you have to follow the instruction in the beginning. As time goes by, they trust you, they know you can handle it, then they will not keep asking, right?
Yes.
But if they always do that, like that, then you have to learn, you know, to follow their ways. Nobody would like to report duties all the time, okay? But still, because they are your employer, okay? So you have to follow their rules. But as time go by, you can easily tell that, oh, mom, I know this way. Probably I can do it, you know. Just to imply that no need, hopefully I don't need to report duties for every single task. That, but I can give you employer, but I cannot guarantee all employers are the same and all employers are very friendly. Some are very strict, some are more lenient. Okay, so it depends on your luck. Okay. So when I say honeymoon period, that's number 4. It means that in the beginning they will accept your mistake, minor mistake, but not the major, right?
Yes, sir.
You forget this, you put the wrong place, or you're not good cook, not a good cook. Never mind, they accept that. But one thing for sure that they will not accept is that you cannot do a good cleaning job. You can imagine they are sort of the helper for so many months, so their house is lousy, right? Even I have a helper in my house, it's still lousy. It's not the helper's problem. Maybe that's my wife's problem. So when you arrive there, they expect you to do a good cleaning job, make the house tidy. That is something you can do. And don't tell me that you cannot do it. And sometimes employer can be demanding. When you say you are doing a cleaning job, don't just do a superficial one. They may check and it doesn't, you know. So it must be thorough, complete, and you check it yourself. Don't let the employer to check it from time to time. You know, because they will. Not only the living room. Most of the time, the dirts come from the kitchen, you know, the bathroom. Okay, so try to clean it and try to keep it that way. For the grace period, they will feel comfortable if you can do a good cleaning job. Cooking, no problem. They will give you time to learn because everybody's taste is different.
Yeah.
You better ask them to teach you, or then maybe they will let you try to cook a few times and see if they like you. And for most of you, you should know the basic, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Because it's not much different. Especially talking about steamed fish, you know, it's most the same. And actually, you Filipino doing the fried fish is much better than the Chinese. I like it. My helper always let me try the small fish fry. That's the Filipino style, and I like it so crispy. Okay, but most Chinese they don't like the fried fish. So you have to see what way they do it. And then prepare soup. Okay, we have some video here to show you how to prepare some soup. So if you want to learn more today, you can learn, or on your day off you can come back and watch the video. We can show you. All right. Before we have some cooking class, but because of the time constraint, we cannot arrange helpers together for those cooking class. So never mind about that. The honeymoon period means that, you know, they accept your mistake 1 time, 2 times. If you have made mistake, don't be afraid. Tell them. You broke something, tell them. Okay? Because they will appreciate your honesty. If you cover it up and then they found out, then you have trouble. The trouble is that they start not believing. Okay? If they don't believe you, that's where your problem comes, right?
Yes, sir.
Another about the honeymoon period. is the way you deal with the kids. You better let the kids like you in short time. Because usually they will do because you are the one to feed them, to guide them, to bath them. But I think that some kids are very naughty. Okay? And maybe they don't have a good education from their parents. They don't know how to respect people. Some they may spit at you, hit you, bite you, and badmouth you. I have seen cases like that. And cause you trouble. So if it happens to you that way, you have to report to the employer. Okay, so that they will guide the children, discipline. Because you are not supposed to hit them, right? Even though they try to make you mad, try to irritate you, but you are not supposed to hit them. Never do that.
Yes, sir.
But you can tell them, you keep doing that way, I may have to go. You don't want me to go, right? I'm the one to help you. But you never know. Some kids are very naughty. Most of them are okay, because the employers understand. Because they don't want, as I say, they don't want to replace you because the kids' problem. But the problem, sometimes they spoil the kids, okay? And well, as a mother, in general, you should know how to deal with them, okay? But never, because nowadays they always have a camera in the house to watch out everything.
Yeah.
Okay?
Living room.
Yes, living room. So even you cut the corner, try to be lazy. Actually, because your working hours so long, if you are dealing with young kids, sometimes if they sleep, you can ask for the permission. I have to take a break for a while, right? Because the baby, maybe midnight you have to feed them. Any one of you have baby?
Yes, 1 year old.
1 year old?
1 year old.
Big one. 1 year old?
3 years old. 1 year old.
So the baby needs more attention, right?
Yes, sir.
And also, you pray that they are healthy, not sick all the time.
Yes, sir.
Because if they get sick many times after you arrive, then you know how they feel, right?
Yes, sir.
They don't think that their kids are weak. They only think that you are the one to cause the trouble. So you have to pay more attention on that. Reasonable employer always do reasonable things. But still, sometimes Chinese are, how to say that? They are kind of superstitious, they take one helper, everything do well, then this one bring me good luck. Oh, if the kids are not feeling well all the time, or they have some bad things happen to, this helper, not very good luck, bring me bad luck.
Yeah, superstitious, sir.
Yeah, superstitious. But I think that this is not the main part here, all right? Home safety, very important. When you are cooking, if someone call you outside, pick up a phone, always turn off the stove, right?
Yes, sir.
All that is the most important.
Yes, sir.
If you cause fire in the house, sorry. I think you have to go home, okay?
It's arson.
Yes. And also, if you cause the trouble, maybe the kids got hurt, then you have to be careful. It all depends. Like when you take shower for the baby, then make sure they're in good condition. Okay. Most of the time, the employer will watch out for the first few times, because they will not just rely on you. Okay. Just follow their way. Don't argue, because the practice may be different. Okay. probably yours one is the bottle feeding. Yeah. So make sure after feeding the baby, you have to touch the bag, so that the air comes out. That is very important. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And home safety also. When some visitor lock the door, ring the bell, you should not let them in. You should ask. Get the permission from the employer. If the employer not here, you must call them, confirm that you can let the person to come in, right?
Yes, sir.
And some stupid one or somebody ring the bell. Oh, I checked the gas. I checked the gas. Oh, well, come in. The employee will be mad, even though the guy is really, just check the meter and take the readings. But still, you should not let them in. And also, always try to look at their ID. Okay?
Yes, sir.
But the most important thing is get the permission from the employer.
Yes, sir.
Definitely, you should not bring your friends home.
Yes.
Oh, another thing, but I will talk about that later. You should not invite them, and also you should not stay later than what they expect you to go home. Usually 8 p.m. or the most 9 p.m. on your day off, right? You should not be later than that. Some employer even ask you to come back by 6 p.m. or something. Then that is a bit short. You can accommodate for the first few times, but at the later stage, you can speak in a nice way. I got something, and because that is your day off, right?
Yes, sir.
You can stay probably till 7 or 8 p.m. That is reasonable. If they insist, keep asking, unreasonable period like that, then you can talk to us, okay? And let me talk to them, okay? They will listen to us because sometimes they don't know the rule. But sometimes they also don't like the agents to get involved. If we talk too much, then your job will be in danger. And also, one additional thing is that, your job, nowadays you should know that immigration will not easily let you have a replacement. Jump from this job and move to another job. Not easy. Only employer, they let you go with a valid reason, then you can do it. But in most cases, if you resign or whatever, or they terminate you because of your poor performance, then the only way is to go home, apply again. Sure, you can come again as long as you don't violate the law. You can try. But as an agent, we will not like to hire those who are terminated, right? That's easy to understand. So you keep a good relationship. That's the best way. For our employers, my customers, most of the time we take the helper for 2 or 3 contracts. Like my maid, I take 3 contracts already. Now he's getting on the 4th one. And I have some other helpers, some other employer, take 8 or 9 contracts. That means 18 years. So in that way, you can definitely bring your kids to college, right? And build your house. And that is your goal, all right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Number 8, piracy. Piracy means that something very basic. Don't take photo in the house.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Some girls stupid. Oh, I want to make sure I know everywhere, and they take photo everywhere, and then the employer found, what the hell are you doing? You know. Even you take photo with the kids or something, family. Better not to do it in the beginning.
Yes, sir.
At the later stage, you want to do it, it's okay. You know, it's a good relationship. But better, let the employer take it and give it to you, right? You know, because if you are dealing with some rich family, they're very care about their security. And you are the one to know every detail about the family. And they don't expect you to share the family matters with your neighbors. Because you probably have so many other maids, right? And it is normal that you talk, and especially when you bring kids together to the park, then other helpers there, you talk, and then sometimes you complain, but you better watch out. Don't do that much. And only the very close, you know, you talk a little bit. Usually they don't like. That's why I say you can talk to us if you have serious problem. But when you talk to us, the employer don't like, right? Because you know you get somebody involved, then they don't like their privacy. But if they really violate certain rules, then as an agent for you, we also need to protect you. Okay? You have many places to talk to, not only the agents, also the consulate. If they really hurt you, you can call the police. Okay? But when you call the police, that means that's the end of this contract. But sometimes you should not over worry. You don't work here, you can go home and work somewhere else. You just earn less. Don't accept those unreasonable demands, right? Because sometimes it becomes maybe harassment. You know, you should not take it, right?
Yes, sir.
So, but what I say is that family information you should not release to the third party. That is important. Okay, don't say that I don't tell you. Okay? Conflict. I hope you don't come across, but it could happen, right? So when you have a very hot argument with the employer, you can talk to us, call us, okay? Usually, you should not just surrender and quit. If they yell at you, shout at you, you know, you feel humiliated. Many girls will say that, oh, sorry, if you don't like my service, maybe you can terminate. Give me the notice of termination. That's a 1 month, right? Very seldom that girls will, oh, I quit. I don't like you. I walk out. You can do it, but by Hong Kong law, you have to pay them 1 month's salary. It's not like I just walk out. Well, they can kick you out today, okay? But they still have to pay you back 1 month's salary and buy you a ticket back home. After you are terminated, you have 2 weeks to stay in Hong Kong. Someday you'll look for another job. Let's say, not easy, okay? Nowadays, okay? Even you get an employer, you still have to go home. If I were the employer, I would take someone with a clean record from Philippines, just like you, okay? Your first time here, you don't know much, then at least you will behave well for a certain period, right? and they don't want to get someone with a bad habit or bad experience. Oh, I forgot money matters. Number 6, right? You better be honest and behave, and don't just because you have financial problem, you take the small money from them. That is stealing.
But
Bad. Not only bad. You know, some girls are greedy. You know, because most employers, they will leave the wallet in the living room or in their jacket, right? And the girl getting greedy, they count, oh, there are maybe 5 or 6 $500 bill, maybe 3 or 4 $100 bill. Well, if I take one out of them, maybe the employer, they are not aware. How do you know they are not aware? You know, maybe they try to trap you and put something there, and it happened. I got one girl like that, and the employer found out she missed those dollar bill a few times. Then, and they are lawyers, so they decided to give the girl a lesson. So, and then the same, they put dollar bill, 500, 100 in the pocket, you know, or in the jacket. And then the following day, like today, Sunday, the girl can go out, right? Day off, right? And the employer said, oh, I found I missed a few, you know, some money. Did you see? Did you find those money? Well, the girl, sure, did not admit because she was afraid. And then the employer said, oh, you did not see it, huh? But I missed it. Okay, let's call the policeman. Then they call the policeman, and the girl may think, oh, well, even I got the dollar bill, you cannot, you know, scold me, right? Everybody got 500, 100. But the employer said, yeah, I already marked the number on the dollar bill. Then the policeman checked their belongings, and they found a few $500 bill in the passport. So try to keep it secret. Sure, everybody will keep it secret, right? But in a house, you cannot be very secretive. So they found the money. And this is embezzlement. And then she was charged by the Hong Kong government. And she was in the jail for 1 month. She worked for 1 month, in the jail for another month. And you think she can keep working here in Hong Kong? Once you got a criminal record, you will never be able to come back again. Okay? Who's the one to blame? Nobody. She's the one, right?
yes,
Because of greediness. And sometimes, not only the dollar bill, maybe coins or whatever. Sometimes they put the coins or dollar bill on the table or in the jacket, or sometimes they just forgot, right? It could happen all the time. Just put it back on the desk and leave it to them, right? Your honesty will keep you a very, very long time job. But if they start suspecting you, then you won't stay there long. Not only about money, it's about the belongings, food, okay? On your day off, you have to go out. And suddenly, maybe I take something from the kitchen and for my lunch or whatever. Well, actually, if, you know, they got a big dinner the night before and have much left over, you can ask. But if I were you, I will not do that, right? That's my only lunch and dinner. Just enjoy whatever. And it doesn't cost too much. Okay? But because when you go out on your day off, you have the right to examine what you bring. when they find out that you bring a bread, luncheon meat, many things, you may say that, oh, I bought it. I'll show you the receipt, I bought it. Still, they don't trust much. If I were you, I will go out clean, right?
Yes.
Not bring anything. So how can you say? Especially in the beginning, okay? When you go out on your day off, don't bring a big bag. and it looks like full of stuff, right?
Yes, sir.
Who will trust you? What the hell are you bringing? Right? You put yourself in a suspicious position. That is not right. So if you are smart, just keep yourself clean, And after you establish the trust, then you can bring your bread, and they will not too much suspicious. Okay. Other thing is, don't keep too close to the employers. Sometimes lady employer will take you like a friend and talk to you many things. Need to talk, much risk. And don't try to synthesize, especially about their husband and wife relationship. That's nothing to do with it. You will face a lot of it. Or even worse, when her husband try to talk to you, and tell you some story, how much he suffered in the family, maltreated by the wife. Don't listen. Okay? Ask him. If you want to talk, go to the church, talk to the father, okay? Or the pastor. You are not the one to listen. Alright? But you're so close to them. If they like you, they will talk to you. But if you get involved, or the lady employer feel that you are very close to the sir, then your job will not last long. Okay? And you are not here to make a love story with your employer. It happened before, okay? But it should not be that way. So you have to watch out this kind of thing. And talking about this, your dress code in the house is also be important. Always round the neck t-shirt, right? And don't even take the loose one, because the loose t-shirt will show you're sexy, right? When you are stripping or whatever, and employers don't like. And sometimes when you take the shower, some stupid girl, they say, oh shit, I forgot to bring my coat, and then come out with a towel, wrap up and go to, her room to get the clothing. That is totally stupid. And the employer, suddenly the lady employer, just right outside the corridor, then she saw the girl. How come you got a towel? What do you expect? Termination, right?
Yes, sir.
You cannot bring anyone because of your stupidity. It's not the fault of the lady employer, because that is misbehavior, misconduct. Okay? So watch out. There's so many things I can tell you, but I don't want, because that's long enough. You cannot remember all. And I think some of you are ex-abroad, right?
Yes, sir.
How many?
One.
Ex-abroad?
Yes, sir.
Ex-abroad?
Yes, sir.
Ex-abroad?
Yes.
So all of you are ex-abroad from Middle East, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, actually you are well prepared, because the law there is more tough, the employer are more tough
Yes, sir.
and more demanding, and you don't have day off.
Yes, sir.
So you are well, actually the working condition in Hong Kong is much better, except your living space should be smaller. And you have to adjust to that. And also, on this part, it can be a big problem. It depends. Because whatever they say in the job order, not necessarily the same. But as long as the living space is acceptable, take it. Because Hong Kong is quite small, okay?
Yes, sir.
Maybe you have a folding bed, you sleep at night and fold it up at daytime, okay, right? Like my wife, like in my house, my helper like to stay in the kitchen so that she can occupy the whole kitchen lifetime. I have 3 bedrooms and only 1 couple. Actually, I have 1 spare room for her. She doesn't like. As long as she accepts, it's okay. But for you, some employer asks you to sleep in the cabinet, in the kitchen,
Yeah,
or
I heard
in the
news about
bathtub,
it, sir.
in the bathroom. That is not acceptable. Okay? If it happened to you and they don't change, then you must talk to me. Okay? And don't make yourself too difficult. Okay? But someone like you, ex-abroad, actually you are quite experienced. Well, I don't have to talk too much, waste a lot of my energy. You folks should know everything quite well and prepare. Okay? All the rare cases. So, you should not always use your phone when you're working. Okay? Now my maid is getting spoiled. You know, always stay in the kitchen. You know, with the WhatsApp, always talk to her children. Like at home, only a different pace. Well, because our family is quite simple. My kids already in the United States, only me and my wife, so it's quite simple. So I never mind. Okay, that's it, and good luck. And I wish to see you on your, if you are on your day off, you can come back. Also, if you have friends who's looking for jobs here, send me the biodata. I will refer you to MIP. Okay? And they're doing you well, right? They take care of you okay, right?
Yes, sir.
And you get back your training fee, right?
Yes, sir.
They
They
refund, right?
Yes, sir.
Because I have to pay. That's not fair. Anyway, that's not your problem. Good luck, okay? And I'll see you, if your day off, you can come back, you know, and talk to us, whatever. Okay? Good luck, bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, 1 employee is waiting for 1